Making data available to the public is an essential element of pollutant release and transfer registers, or PRTRs. Considering the variety of users that may be interested in viewing and comparing PRTR data, how it is presented and disseminated becomes very important. In order to benefit from environmental data reported in the national PRTRs, the public needs to know that the register exists, is accessible, and easy to understand. The different needs of the audience will influence both dissemination and presentation choices. Different methods are available, but they are not mutually exclusive. A key decision for governments is whether to disseminate all or some information, or to summarize the full set of reported data. Moreover, they have to decide to what extent the data will be disseminated. The most extensive dissemination programs offer readily available public access to the complete PRTR database, while several others offer aggregate summary data to the public. The decision is influenced by the goals that are set in the National PRTR Executive Proposal. For example, if the goal is to provide national trends for groups of chemicals to the public, then aggregate PRTR data will be a good option. Summarizing the data helps to give an easy-to-read overview of releases and transfers of hazardous substances in the country or in a particular region. If the goal is to help policymakers determine trends and measure policy performance, or provide academia with data for environmental research or modeling, then the full reported data will be needed. The way data are presented will affect users' interpretation and opinions. It is highly recommended to choose an appropriate format and present additional information to provide a context to the PRTR data. In terms of format, visual tools can be used to support different purposes. For example, charts and tables help to clarify distribution and trends, while interactive maps can be used for displaying the results of geographic analysis and distribution of PR data in the country. As for the context, different types of information can be presented along with the PRTR data, such as geographic, economic and demographic data, land use, chemical or physical properties of the reported substances, production of chemicals, toxicity and impact on human health and the environment. When designing mechanisms to disseminate PRTR data to different stakeholders, countries may consider several options. The most used tools are dedicated online websites, usually hosted on a government ministry page or on a different page created specifically for this purpose, but with a clear, relevant domain name. In addition to the national PRTR webpage, electronic devices such as free downloadable smartphone applications could be developed and provided to the public. If the country has a low level of digitalization or limited access to internet, governments should provide hard copies of the annual national PRTR reports or summaries for free to anyone interested, or distribute them during official events, seminars or conferences. The choice of the communication tools and the degree of details should also take into consideration the relative cost, to make sure that the dissemination system will be sustainable in the future. This is also the reason why national strategies on how to make PRTR data available to the public can differ substantially from one country to another. Once the electronic tools to disseminate the annual reported data are developed and available to users, a nationwide awareness-raising campaign should be prioritized, ensuring that all interest stakeholders are informed of the existence and availability of a national pollutant release and transfer register. National institutions with the support of NGOs and private sector can contribute to spreading the word through different initiatives, as conferences to help reach broader audiences, technical workshops for specific audiences to make sure they are involved and informed about PRTR activities carried out in the country, specific trainings on how to read and interpret PRTR data for reporting industries, national authorities, media, the public and NGOs. Promotion of the national PR system through posters, flyers, stickers, and other outreach materials. Using national media to talk about the PRTR system by contacting newspapers, TV news, articles, and broadcasting. Moreover, universities, professors, and researchers can use and improve the PRTR system through their daily studies and applications. And courses on industrial pollution, air pollution, or climate change can introduce the concept of PRTR and PRTR data to students from high school to university. Until now, we have seen that there can be different approaches and tools to disseminate and communicate PRTR data. However, who is going to lead the publication and communication process at national level? The predominant agents for disseminating PRTR data have been the governments that collect the information and NGOs. Over time, the interaction of governments and NGOs has helped to make PRTR information more widely disseminated and used. Other distributors of PRTR data include intergovernmental bodies, industry groups, individual corporations, academia, state or provinces, and local communities. For PRTRs that are currently under development, a key question may be the extent to which the government itself undertakes the dissemination and presentation of the data. The challenge will not be only making the data available to the public, but also educating the public to their meaning and use. Thanks for watching this module on communication and dissemination of PRTR data. To learn more about PRTR, please visit UNITAR PRTR platform.